Recording now. Okay, so Eden, you're talking about your game Catalysis, right?
Yes. And oh, so it's for iOS and Android, and it's uh, uh, a rating of T for teen, because I would like to make it comedic and maybe have some like uh, kind of raunchy humor in it
Okay.
sometimes.
Uh-huh. So pugs is your general idea, the pug dogs, right?
Well, I just wanted it to be like uh just all different kinds of dogs, not just pugs, but the main character is a pug.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's take a look at your quick concept then.
All right, and
Oh,
I
right. So you have multiple animals here.
yeah, so these are going to be uh definitely the characters that appear most often, and Alberto is the main character, and his love interest is Penelope, who's
Ooh
a
la
poodle,
la. Yes.
and the mayor is I was gonna make him evil, and but I think I think I want to actually make him just kind of like a, a a sort of like in over his head, and just he doesn't know what he's doing, and just very aloof character. And he's a cat, actually. He's the only cat in this game.
So the cat's in charge of all the dogs then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of fun.
And the cop is a Doberman Pinscher, and I was playing around with different styles in all of these, and I think I was like putting too much pressure on myself, definitely. So I was just I wasn't like confident until uh, later on, and well, let me go to this one. I redid the two main characters, and I, I think I was more confident in these, and I like the style more. Um, so I wanted to do just a very nice like pug, a very like happy. He just does his job, and he loves it. And then Penelope is just sweet, and thank you. And so here's what I'm thinking the game should look like. And I have a like a little backpack. I'm definitely going to change that design. I just need to think about what would work with the main character as his little backpack. But so in the background there's going to be like little objects, and then you click on them and you can actually interact with them. So you have to like go and find like the tire for this car, and maybe there's like an engine, or like just little pieces, and then maybe you have to put them together in your backpack. And just like generic point and click adventure type things. And the dialogue, I definitely wanted each character to have a different font and a different feel to their dialogue.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So, all right. So I think I get a sense of it from this drawing that's on the right. So we're looking for objects, right? We're
Yeah.
looking for the tire to go here, and then how will we be told that the engine is something that we need? Is this going to like blink or something
Um,
here,
he's
or
I was thinking a dialogue would show up like he's explaining like what the car's missing, and
okay?
so then we have to figure out what we can use as the part. So maybe it'll be like um not so obvious as like a tire going here, but maybe like there's a circular shaped thing that he has to jerry rig into a
Hmm.
tire or something. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
like it's
we
like
have
those
to
like
remember. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
um
ahead.
yeah, if you ever played those like I forgot it was like these like kids point and click ones.
Hmm.
It's like Freddy Fish.
Freddy Fish. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, that's what I kind of see from here, and the way that they did it was that the items that they had to collect or try to find were sort of obvious so that kids can go through the world and the different areas and easily pick out from the backgrounds which one is needed.
Yeah, there was kind of rooms that you had to go explore, and that was part of the fun to
Yeah.
find all the things in one room, right, before you go into another or a sea cave or something, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we have to remember what's here. Then we go to here, and then we go find it. Is that
Yeah.
kind of the path?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then if you were to go back to the same, you would click on this car thinking like, okay, I can use this to get out, and then the main character would have a dialogue option saying, or not option, sorry, a dialogue saying, this car would be great or something, but it needs it's missing a wheel. So then it would go back to this screen, and then you'd have to go and find the wheel. And
Something I would suggest with the dialogue,
Mhm.
maybe have it to where it's kind of like overlaid over the scene you're on, and that the dialogue boxes switch depending on which character. So instead of having like a top, like going from like top to bottom, and it keeps switching and switching and switching.
Oh yeah, definitely. This was just
Yeah.
to show what I was supposed to have a line through here saying
That makes sense.
they're two different scenes, but
So does this puppy show up here, and then the dialogue comes across? Like it
Yeah.
actually happens on the scene?
yeah,
So it's
and
not
I'll
like we
definitely
start here and then go to scene 2. It
yeah,
happens actually
it
on the
happens
scene?
actually on the scene, yeah.
Okay.
And the pug is still the pug is still there in the middle of the screen, but then his face is also in like the bottom left or right, and he'd be saying something.
Yeah, that's great. So I would recommend for you to do a quick sketch that has that, the
Okay.
person with the little puppy talking here. Because I thought it was a 1-2 thing.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's okay.
I can totally see
So
where you guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of these other things that we're seeing?
Oh, so that was I was trying to think of different ways to get out of this area. So I wanted to leave like the bottom left open, and there's a there crap, what are those called? In like a junkyard, there's those magnetic
Oh, it's
cranes.
okay.
So I just wanted to give it the feel of like a junkyard.
Right.
And
right.
so then I was just like, I was just trying to like get that idea down. That looks like hell, but it's still
No, it's fine. Yeah, this is a quick sketch that's totally appropriate right now. What is in the backpack? What does the character carry with them? What's in inventory?
Just whatever you pick up around the area. And I need to draw definitely like the backpack opened up and having slots in it. And I was going to kind of draw a diagram of like he picks up like the tire, and then the tire goes into the backpack as a little icon.
Okay.
And so you drag the tire onto the car.
Would you need to have 2 different viewpoints? Like this point of view doesn't match what it would go to here. So one production speed thing is to actually just draw it in this perspective or design in that perspective.
Oh. Okay.
And then have it be in that perspective over here. You have one less asset to create.
Okay. Here, let me.
Whenever we can reduce production, that makes the cost of production less, which becomes really important as you start, especially if you're working on indie games. So, yeah.
Okay, and so should like the objects that he picks up, that will be those are the things that should be in the prop thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You would create your little inventory. So the backpack is one of the props. A wheel would be a prop. The engine. You now have 3 props already.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay. Cool.
Right. Do you have other pages besides this? I saw you had.
Well, just.
Oh, those are. We're going to talk about those later, but
okay.
yeah. So let's not get to that yet.
Okay.
Okay. So, what are the general thoughts? Go back to you have one page before that. Can you go to that page too? Right. The characters, the overall game. What do you all think of how it's coming along so far?
I agree with the like Doberman being like a police dog and alert and like, standing for like a the symbol of authority. I think that would be a great character as a police.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. You're using the the dog's sort of like traits and sort of what they're associated with in more of a narrow sense, so that they have a more generalized character than just animals.
And that's definitely what I was trying to go for. I'm glad you guys could pick up on that. I was hoping for that.
So you are pushing stereotypes here, and I want to open up a conversation about stereotypes, and if we can push them a little bit beyond just the standard would be helpful, I think. So you've picked out the pretty poodle as the girlfriend. If we could also make her have some other element to her personality besides just being a pretty girl, that could maybe be important. That the cop
I was
goes
definitely-
beyond being stern. Maybe he's also a little clumsy or something. Like find a double in your characters for and this kind of goes for everyone. It's tricky with stereotypes, and actually games keep perpetuating these as well. So what were you gonna say, Ida?
I was just gonna say I definitely see what you're saying, and I wanted her to be like extremely smart, and then she could also be
Oh,
like
look at her, she's
very
mad
tough.
there.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I
tough,
think
you know,
I
like
think
she
you
can
have.
handle herself.
Yeah, I think you actually do have a double personality trait, which is good. You don't, that means, going deeper than one thought of the first thought of person.
Something I would suggest would definitely having a Google Docs for all these characters, so that you can have quick reference to exactly who they are, so that you're like deviating from them, and that they're a little bit more consistent whenever you put this throughout the whole game.
What do you mean by that?
So like, let's say Alberto. So like his traits, what he's like, what his likes, his dislikes. So like quick things that you can do so that the character stays consistent throughout the whole narrative.
You're talking about writing them down.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of times when like I've done this before, whenever I'm like making a character or I'm trying to put them into a world, or just thinking of how they would interact with the space, I've always had it to where I kind of mess up their character development because I didn't have their sort of like their personalities, in my mind as I did it. So they were like very different in that environment versus another environment.
Okay.
So Eden, go to the next page and let's talk about the junkyard scene and the idea of the overall game. Do you all feel like this is effective? Is it fun? Is it challenging for people? Is there anything that Eden can improve on the idea perpetuation there?
I feel like it looks really good. It would definitely need to be more pushed with the plot to make the area effective to be in.
Yeah, I actually really like the plot, Adam. The idea of like that Eden has presented so far. You've got to get out of this area, is kind of how I understood it, Eden.
Yeah.
Do you think so how will we know that it's like a dangerous area? Will that be in the script, or like how will we understand that? We've got some cute animals right now. I mean, honestly, they're pretty cute. So, but you're projecting an idea of danger, you must leave an area. Or is he leaving because he wants to get to California or something?
He's definitely I'm trying to think of, I could see what you mean by like making it look more dangerous, and I want it to be like I want the dialogue to tell most of it.
Yeah.
And
it could just be truly an adventure, like Road to Canada, Death Road to Canada, is that what it's called?
I love that game.
Did anybody play that? So it's there's problems that come up, including zombies, and you have to get out of there. It's pretty cute in its overall feel. You've seen it then, Eden, played it?
Yeah.
So mean, the idea is you have to just kind of keep going. You have to move towards something. So I think understanding the goal for you in this game, that's going to be kind of important. I'm not sure if you have that yet, so continue thinking through that.
Yeah, I'll have to. I don't have that yet.
Mhm. But you have a lot of really cute drawings, and I think you're really on your way with this scene and the backpack, and this idea is really effective. If you go ahead and put this drawing kind of on top, you can just do that right in Photoshop. That would that gets us even a little bit further. So yeah, really good work. Good stuff. Good concept so far. Okay, thanks, Eden.
Thank you.
All
Guys.
right, Brittany, I think that you have not presented your initial concept, so let's see where you're at. If you could share your screen. All right, so Brittany, Minstrel was your game. Go back to the game overview so that we can see what that was like.
Sorry, I'm not sure why everything just kind of, that's weird. Everything was flipped around. And
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
it was all right. Don't know what happened.
We'll all have to turn our head. Weird. Do you need, I think you need some time to work on that. Recording now. Okay, so Adam, you're working on Shadows Overnight. And
Yeah,
if you,
so something that Susan and I were talking about was having a subhead for this title. I'm still working on that, trying to make it actually like readable, and so that the player can actually get a sense of it. Okay.
thank you.
I've never used Google Slides like this, so bear with me. All right. So, yeah, because I didn't present. So,
Did you want to add the captions?
Yeah, it's not doing it. So yeah, now click on it. Let's see it, what's happening. Huh. But you allowed it. Go ahead and talk, Adam. Let's see why it's not doing it.
okay. Okay.
I don't know why it's not working. Are you not on Chrome? Maybe that's it. It's okay. You can present without the captions. We'll just work on that feature later.
Okay, yeah, I use a different browser, so.
Mm-hmm. Concepts. So go back to that log line page.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point of it is that a demon comes to the afterlife, which is the setting that our two ghost main characters live in, and he disrupts the order of the whole world. So they have to go throughout the afterlife through these different areas, rescuing their friends, and then help bring order back to the afterlife for them.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's all the stuff you've seen before. So I haven't really done much besides the characters. I was actually sick with a fever yesterday, so I was
Oh no.
wasn't able to get anything. But I do have some Pinterest boards to show you guys. So right here are the two main characters. So the left is Frady. It's more so that character is like
This is
personality
Frady
is very
on the
timid.
left. Mm-hmm.
Very shy, as you can see with the facial expressions and everything. So Frady is going to be the more logic-based one. So when it goes out through the levels, whenever there's a logical puzzle to it, then you're going to use Frady and everything. And then Nugget over here, he's more of a hyperactive. He basically plays on emotion, and he plays to the physical aspect of the puzzles. So the whole like playability of these characters is that you can switch as you go through the area, because there are some parts where it's specific for their talents or wherever they're associated with. And there are more coming. I just haven't been able to draw out more. This is why I just want to make sure I get the main characters for you guys to show.
Nice. Okay. I really like this idea of two different types of characters for two different roles. I think that's fun. And I love this action shot of the fist throw. It's pretty nice. So you've got the emotion for everybody.
Yeah, this is sort of like a character concept sheet for me to, as I go through and start developing more artwork for them, that I'm going to be using this as more of like a template, so that I don't really like shy away from what they really are.
All right. Okay, and you have a Pinterest page you want to share with us too?
Yes, I actually have a couple. So This is going to be more of a environment design, so I really haven't been able to draw it, a quick sketch of it. But having it to where the colors are more darker, but still having an inviting atmosphere, except for like the areas where it's really like the demon's powers have really overtaken it, and it's like sort of like this more spoofy, horrific aspect to it. So it's kind of like playing off different vibes as the player goes through the levels.
Really nice. I think you've got a sense of mood through the color, and that's fantastic. I just commented on the chat. Everybody will be collecting benchmarks for environment, and there's slides for those too. If you go forward, you can probably just grab some of them to put them in there. Really nice collection, and everybody should just keep pinning as you find a little free time, looking for things that help influence your work.
Yeah,
Nice
these
job.
are definitely helpful.
Yeah.
And then, so I have another one. This is going to be more of a character design for any other characters I want to add to it, or background characters that are in like these like town areas that the player can interact with, to give a little bit more fleshed out of the people who live in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So again, cute, but like having a very contrast look. So you got like the cute characters that are in the areas that aren't overtaken, and then you got like the more spooky elements that for like the enemies and sort of like the bad characters that the character might face.
Yeah, I like that a lot of these examples for you have a surprise element. They're cute, but then their mouth opens really big, or they have 15 eyes, or they have a big gun hand or something. Yeah, multiple heads. Yeah. So I think that's a fun idea to keep pushing.
Yeah, and I also want to get some aspect of that sort of like sketch style, because I've done it to where it's like clean vectors, but they are stuck out so much that it kind of is jarring to look at. So I kind of want to make it to where they stand out, but still feel like they're in the environments. Because I have a more painterly style for my environment designs.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Have you done more environments since you were in my other class where you did one, imaging?
A little bit like free time stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure where I put those.
And you can all put your environments that you do and other character stuff that you do in your benchmark slide area, if you want to show us that stuff. Okay, thanks, Adam. I think that's helpful to see. Go back to your slides, to your character drawings. So let me just ask this question. So we've got Frady and Nugget, right?
Yes.
And so this is to our group out here. Hannah, what do you think of how Adam has designed these characters so far in relationship to how he's talked about the game overview? And maybe, Adam, you can go back to that game overview page so that we can be reminded.
I like the characters, and I like how, like you were talking about earlier, like how, yeah, you have different ones, and I'm guessing like you can choose which one you want to play as, and then the other kind of like follows along or something like that. And I like their names, and like I don't know, like if you're like, I thought I overheard like you saying like Frady is like the brave one. I don't know if that was right, but
Frady's the timid one. Nugget is the more brave one.
Gotcha, because I was like, I don't know, I kind of like how it's like ironic, but I'm not sure if I heard that right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so I'm wondering about puzzle platformer and how his designs are working within that field. What do you think, Jacob? Do you think that his designs would fit in a puzzle platformer game?
Yeah, yeah, I think I could see them moving around a puzzle platformer.
Okay, they're pretty simple in their design, so it seems like they would function there, huh?
Yeah, they'd like stand out.
Yeah, Adam, what do you mean by the action-based part? Because when I think puzzle platformer, I don't necessarily think like fighting scene. So
There
where
really,
does that
so the whole thing. So I've seen games where instead of the character beating up the boss or the sub boss or anything, they would use the aspects that they've learned throughout the area they were just in and use those abilities to then, let's say the sub boss, is going through his like his things, and then there's a point where like Nugget needs to like, I don't know, punch a rock, and at the right time, so that the pieces fly against it and stuff like that. So it's like time based for the action scenes.
Okay.
Because that way, so that the boss feels like an actual presence instead of just a random entity that once they get to the end, it's like, oh, I got you guys.
I got you. Okay,
Yeah.
go down. Let me see your art breakdown. I want to see what kind of list you have compared.
I haven't been able to actually change it.
Okay, you need a list.
Yeah, of course.
That's important. And so look at some of the other examples of list making. I think we talked about those the other day. So please revise that before next class. And I think you're well on your way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Jacob, are you ready to present your project? And who else?
I'm just uploading to Chrome right now
Oh, okay. Who
because
else
I was just
still
going to
needs
show off my
to-
Google Slides app.
Yeah. Who else needs to present today?
I fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it. Okay.
It's not as nicely laid out as it was, but it's fine. So,
Okay. Are you ready to go now then, Brittany?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So share your screen and we'll see where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better beforehand, but it's fine.
So Brittany, go back to the overall, the overview page. Oh, check it out. I'm now doing the subtitles, which wasn't working in the first persons that we saw. So that's pretty cool. That's the way I imagined it to go. Okay, so go over your log line.
Yeah, it's it's the knight and the minstrel. A rogue knight takes on a job paired not by his own volition with an energetic bard to gather out mythical creatures for a deranged monarch.
Okay, and it's a puzzle platformer point and click.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so now let's see your sketches. And I think that we did see a lot of them previously. So
Yeah,
go to your quick concepts.
Yeah, it was a preliminary stuff.
Do you have anything new to review?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the new stuff. I just had to fix it all.
Yeah.
So I was just redesigning the two main characters because obviously I did have them already like conceptualized. I just wanted to figure out how they would be in the game. So
Yeah, these feel a little bit more like in-game characters where they're more simplified. They're not necessarily chibi, but they're more simple than your previous drawings, which I think had a different purpose, right? So yeah, I think you're absolutely on the right track.
Because
Things get thicker and bigger shapes. You pushed it. So nice work.
So I think in that assignment, I just had it like as a cartoon, something along those lines. And that's just, I don't know if you can see my pointer, but these two are just possible side characters. I'm not really sure yet. My like conceptual process is just draw whatever and see what clicks.
So Wenjin, how do you think that those characters will fit into a puzzle platformer game? Wenjin, can you hear us? Okay, I'll put that out there then to Jalen. Jalen, what do you think about how that's all going to interact in a puzzle platformer?
The designs, I do like them. And you're right, because like the simplistic, well, not simplistic, but like more simple designs really help. And I don't know, like, I don't know, but I do like the designs.
I'm wondering if they should be even more simple than that, and we'll have to
really
see.
like smaller, like.
Yeah,
these are-
well, we have to think about it's going to be on a phone. I guess
Right.
I don't have my phone on here right now, but you know, the phone's pretty small. So how do they read like that?
True.
And we'll have to
Uh,
see how the puzzle design itself comes into play too, Brittany.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of like these would be the busts or whatever when they do like speaking parts when they talk to village folk. So like
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna be this isn't gonna be
So
like-
it's cut off here and then the game, yeah. Okay, cool. I can see that functioning. I think doing more of these like torso things is probably like this is so much detail, I think, for game. So doing half and have them talking with the game behind it might be a way to go. But we'll have to see how the whole overall layout goes. Sometimes we can use these kinds of images for marketing or something like that too. So,
I think
and
that
everybody's just sketching whatever's coming to your head right now. So it's absolutely good. So go ahead, Brittany, you have some props coming up here too, I think.
I mean I am kind of detailed when it comes to my work, so I think I have to push the the actual walking characters a lot more. That's gonna be my struggle point. So these
Cute.
would be, I'm going to like the main focus for the game would be upgrading the minstrel's instruments as well as the knight's weapons. But I think the main part of this, because it is kind of music based, it would be the upgrading or changing instruments depending on the creatures or whatever that you're trying to lure, depending on the level. So I was just looking through all medieval instruments, and I think in general they're very weird on their own, so it wasn't that difficult to like push. So
The harp guitar. Let's all learn how to play it, huh?
yeah, and
So
this
is this the one, the more simple one on the right? And then do you have like the one that's on the left? Is this the upgraded one? I
yeah,
can't
these
draw
are
on it, but-
those are my initial stuff. Now I'm
Mhm.
trying to get the shapes down.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're going in a good direction.
Right. I mean, I was surprised how easy they could look to just be strange as hell because of all the shapes.
They are strange as hell. They're
The
fun.
one on the bottom specifically. I have no idea what this is called. I have a list of them, but I don't know what this sounds like at all.
I think that you're actually getting a really good sense of the simplistic prop look of a casual game here. So they're kind of feeling 3D, they're feeling chunky, and the details are large. That's kind of the key to it. So you did a good job there. Yeah, and then we can work on leveling them up. Nice. Do you have any more to look at? Okay.
This is just, once again, I do this thing with like a marker. I just sort of push out random shapes and then try to find buildings out of it. So that's what I was doing here. Not sure what they are, but they could
So
possibly.
this is like the town.
Yeah, could be the
Mhm.
town, could be something. I'm not entirely sure. I do like to do weird buildings. As strangely enough, I have a lot of things that are in my backlog of weird buildings.
China, what do you think of this world? What would it feel like to be inside of them?
I just really like that concept of doing random shapes. You know, they can make things really unique.
It pushes
I have to-
creativity.
I
Yeah.
have to try that myself.
Mhm.
And sorry, what was your question? Like, what would it be like to be?
Yeah,
in the-
if you were to play this game in this kind of village or environment, how would you feel? Like,
I
what
mean,
kind of feeling does it project?
I think it would feel pretty unique and creative. You know, I might not think that they just drew random shapes and came up with a, you know, I'd think maybe they really planned that out. And I don't know. I like that idea. I think it works well.
Yeah,
Good.
I've been reading a couple books over like, I don't know if anyone's like read the Skillful Huntsman. That was their like exercise was just finding random shapes with like a permanent marker and then messing with the silhouette of the building. So that's how I've been doing it for a couple of years.
That's fun. Yeah. Any other drawings too, Brittany?
I think that's it.
Okay, really nice job. Good exploration. So the thing that I would like to see from you, go back a page and then back another page. I want to see a layout of what in-game design looks like. Where are the characters on the page? What is the puzzle? Try to figure out what you need in that way. So that would be your next like overall sketch concept that I would encourage you to do.
Yeah. I've
All
been
right.
other platforms because this is all new to me, how it would look. So
I think you're doing great so far. You really did a big exploration. So thank you. And
Could I make
good
a
job.
comment?
Yeah, absolutely.
These are beautiful and I love them. And I love your sketch work. That's friggin' awesome. I have one thing on the lutes and the harps and everything. I just want to like one, I love all these ideas. But I want to like just point out the left picture, and in that left picture, like the one on the far right, I'd say like be careful with that because it kind of looks phallic. I don't know if that's inappropriate.
oh, the heart
It's just like yeah. So I was gonna say,
I mean,
especially with like the line at the top too.
I'll put in the chat what it's called.
Okay, it's a real
it-
thing.
It does look like that.
Okay, I was just
It's
saying,
like a
'cause, like,
lute
if
or
he's holding
something.
it down at his crotch, it's gonna look not right.
Nah, I get you.
But like,
Or it would fit in the romance game by who was
Oh.
working on the romance game. Was that Michaela?
oh my
No,
God.
I have seen these lutes and they're actually musical instruments.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't even know, like the shapes and all of them are just out of nowhere. Like, I don't know how they would fit on someone like just normally playing because it looks very confusing, but
They were works of art. Yeah. Okay, thanks for pointing it out, Eden. We'll watch for it if it's a problem for Brittany.
Yeah.
So this is Jake, and Jake's going to go over the lore log line for us before showing the initial concepts. I'm going to hit present. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, so it's I originally wanted to be like open world, but that doesn't really gel with the whole mobile game theme that we have going on. So I just haven't had a chance to delete the open world part, but I still want it to be movement and combat based. And I'm taking way more inspiration from if you go to my benchmarks, Infinity Blade.
So the game benchmarks.
Yeah, game benchmarks.
Okay, so Infinity Blade.
Yeah, because that's like the best example of like what I'm trying to do with a mobile game, because it's still third person over the shoulder. You still have combat and movement, but it's not like as intensive as a console game.
Mm-hmm. And these are 3D, so we will want to really look for something that's 2D so that you can do final production of it.
Okay. Yeah, I can still do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so quick
Yeah,
concepts. Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I just started with the UI, and then I got some sword designs in there because originally I had all of my sketches on one like Photoshop page, and then I put them all on different ones so they'd be smaller. But yeah, I just
so started with the GUI, and you've got, why don't you explain these to us? You have some notes, but go ahead and walk us through what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so in the top left, I have kind of the button you'd put, or the 4 buttons you'd push with your thumb if you're playing it in portrait mode. And I think I might just stick with portrait mode because I did the landscape mode first, but I like portrait mode games more. I feel like they're more casual.
Yeah, okay. So then just consistently do it in the portrait mode then.
Yeah.
Yep. There are games that can swap back and forth, and just knowing how to design for that is another trick, right? But you can make that decision to do one or the other. So, yep. Cool.
And then in the top right of the portrait mode one, there's that little triangle at the top. I'm thinking you would slide that down and that would be your inventory, so it doesn't kind of clutter the screen.
Okay.
And
So,
then,
and what's in
yeah.
the inventory?
Just what's in to the right of that, the two
Oh, this is the inventory.
vertical
Okay.
rectangles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. So these are like weapons and keys, and I see a heart. Is that right? And what's the
Yeah.
this piece here?
Which piece? That'd just
The
be like a
stone of galore.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what does everybody think about the inventory so far? Let's put that out to there to Anna. What are you thinking about the way that Jake has handled that? Maybe Anna is not there. Bianca, what do you think about the way that Jake's handled the inventory so far?
So far I can like, it's kind of like not self-explanatory, but it's simple enough, I believe, for like your audience or your viewer to grab. And to know that it's more of an action-paced game that you could like, that it's like off to the side instead of like an icon big enough to block the screen when you pretty much need most of the screen, I think.
Yeah,
So I
good.
think-
We want it to be self-explanatory pretty much. I'm a little bit concerned about just a triangle. I wonder if there can be an icon on the triangle so that we know, and also to know that we need to pull down as opposed to click. Those are things to, I suppose if you click it, it would pull down. We might need another clue there.
Can I
is
just
all.
say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
This could be just an idea to throw out because I know you probably want to keep with what you're trying to go for, but the way it's drawn, especially in the portrait, like it could be straight up portrait and like it could be a RPG, like a turn-based RPG. So like you encounter a monster and this could be the battle mode. And then you like, so that's why like you don't have to worry about movement and such. Like all those, like you just click that to attack and stuff. But that could be an
So
idea.
yeah, you're like
No,
throwing
I like that. I
spells
could
at him
definitely turn it
instead
into
of
turn-based.
getting all the full animated action of this. Is that what you mean, Jalen?
It could kind of be like he does portraits and then the portraits interact and move based on whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool. But it's just something.
Books or something.
Yeah, kind of like an interactive comic almost. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about these health, speed. These are abilities there.
Those
And what
are
are
just speed
these? Mhm.
items, and then that's like a health bar and like a magic bar,
Uh-huh.
and then the one at the top is the boss health bar.
Okay. Sometimes having a sense of an icon there to help us to know who it belongs to
Yeah, sure.
would be helpful. Yeah, I love the design of this so far. I love that you're doing like framing the composition and cropping these characters off. That looks really beautiful instead of having them be like very like showing the whole body. Like if you had like shown just the whole body and have the UE there, it just wouldn't be as effective. Your composition's beautiful.
And I do like the turn-based idea. I might actually try to implement that because one of my favorite games is Darkest Dungeon, and that's intensely turn-based. And it kind of has the feel I'm going for anyways.
Yeah, I do like the UI design though. It does look good.
Thank you.
What does everybody think of the weapon design?
Those are cool too.
These are different types, or were you looking at upgrades right there?
Yeah, I was just trying to, you'll see in the logo that I have a sword intersecting the O in lore, and I was just trying to design for that sword.
Okay.
And also just like what the silhouette would be.
Why don't you jump down there since you're talking about it? Or I have your screen, don't I? Let me do that. Ah, right. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Okay. We'll not get too much ahead of ourselves, but nice job on that. This looks fantastic too. I could see that that could work in this scene too. So yeah, I think you've got a good sense of creating the idea of gameplay and graphic user interface and weapons. So you really thought through a lot of what we have to at this point. So I'm excited for it. Is it going to be like stone looking? Is that like kind of edgy and
Yeah,
some-
I kind of wanted
A
to
sense
go
of
with like
age?
that diamond motif throughout
Mhm.
the game, just to kind of unify the design.
Okay.
If you I do have one more slide. It's because I was thinking about designing like the game hub.
Where do I go for that?
Uh, I think it might be in like environment concepts. I just kind of threw them in.
Ah, right. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Okay. So we would be able to just fight in front of those areas. You could almost put take the layer of that one Photoshop of the two people fighting and put it in front of these different environments.
yeah, sure.
Is that what you're thinking, or are these icons to go to that location?
Yeah, I'm thinking that the background that would be behind the GUI would be similar to this, but these are
Mhm.
just more designs to be inside of those portals. I'm thinking like a circular room for the hub where you go into all the different worlds, and then their respective portals with the images inside of them.
I love the idea of portals. Do you have a 2021 portal? Let's go forward in time. Let's get out of here. These are beautiful. Good job. Any thoughts from anybody to push it further, push the idea? Does it fit into the game idea that he has so far?
I definitely think that, yeah, it fits into the game, and I like how there's like different portals for like different like environments, I guess. And yeah, I think they're just like, I like how different that they actually are. Like it's not like just one mold that you like slightly change, like it's completely different.
Fantastic. I love your art, man.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Jake. Any other slides you want me to show? It's a little
Nope, that's gonna
surprises,
be it.
nuggets inside. Okay. Fantastic job. I'll stop recording now. All right. So we're talking about the 3 logo sketches. This is what I'm looking for. We saw in Jake's example earlier, the sword was in there. We saw in Hannah's example last class, the train was in there. So those are things that really make them game-like. Making it 3-dimensional, making a logo feel like an asset in the game with wear and tear or gleam on metal or wood texture. And if you get a sense of what kind of look that you're going for, kind of write that out. If it's not clear in the imaging, then I can find the best demos for you. So that's what's due right now is 3 logo sketches. This is kind of a designed version of logo sketches before they get finalized, where you've got your font and you've got sort of graphics that are being designed next to it. And actually I don't really have logo sketches so much. This is more like a logo sketch. I would recommend staying just neutral colors right now. Don't jump into color yet on your logo designs. This is just really sketches. So again, just staying black, white, grayscale, that will be helpful. Okay. Any questions about what we're looking for the logo sketches? Let's check out the Pinterest collection to kind of help get some inspiration if my internet goes fast enough. You can also incorporate your subtitles. That would be another thing to explore using. I want to ask this question. If my internet is this slow, can you not hear me okay?
No, you're fine.
Okay, good. All right, so let's take a look at Atlantis Ruins. This is a cuter one. So they've got a font. The font is the main element, but there's also the character and I don't know, some sort of house thing and all kinds of bubbly elements. So don't just think about your font itself. You really need to design it as if it is an asset in the game. So Cogtown here. Oh my goodness, my internet is so slow. I can't even show you stuff. Starting with a font. So it might just be helpful just to have the font there and then make a new layer over it in Photoshop and just kind of start drawing around on it, or take the font and rasterize the font and do some stretching. That won't be like the final version of a true warp, but think about doing things to it, kind of sketching over top of it is really kind of where you should be doing that right now. Just kind of spend about 20 minutes on each of these sketches, maybe an hour at the most on each of them. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, okay? So good. So now let's split up into groups, and the people that just presented, let's have you go into, for sure, the breakout group where you're going to design. And this is just a work session. You don't need to hang out and talk, but you certainly can. Some people in my group breakout rooms like to chat and hang out. Others just want to keep working, turn your cameras off. That's fine. It's completely up to you. Let me go back and find out where's my view design advising. Bear with me here. Okay, I'm opening all rooms, and I've got four rooms: review, logo sketch, advising, and chill. I need 3 people to go into the review room, so jump into that. I will be sending broadcast messages to everybody, and then I'll also close rooms at a certain time to bring everybody back. The advising one, Bianca, is for you later. You and I will go in just in a separate room, but we'll do that later.
So do we just pick which one we want to go?
Yeah, some of you may need me to move you into it. So Adam, I'm going to put you into logo sketch.
Okay.
And Brittany, you go into logo sketch as well. And Bianca, why don't you just hang out with us in the review section? So let's have you go there, okay? Just so that you can see what we're doing and what we're up to. And so I've got Hannah in the review. Anybody else want to join Hannah there? Otherwise, I'll just put you into it. China, go ahead.
I don't know how to do it though.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Review for China. Wenjin, Michaela, Jalen, Anna. I just need one more person to join us in review.
Anna.
Who would like to? Anna? Okay. All right. So the rest of you are going to go into logo sketch. And I can put you into there. If you don't see it, you're going to go to the bottom of the screen, and you might have something that says more and says join. You've been invited to a breakout room, join it. Jalen and Michaela and Wenjin, do you see that? Okay. Hey, Jake, I think that we had wanted you to go into the review sketch section, or the sketch section. Are you here? Or did I put you here by accident?
Yeah, the sketch section.
Mm-hmm.
I just see advising and chill.
Oh, there's a logo sketch. Let me put you to it. Okay, we'll see you later.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Mm-hmm. Bye. Bye-bye.
See you later.
That's the beauty of Zoom. Okay, so everyone, this is Bianca. Bianca's fantastic,
Hi,
very
Bianca.
talented student. Welcome her along. So we are going to take a look at your sketch ideas, or I'm sorry, your benchmarks, everybody, except for Bianca today. I want to run to the bathroom though, so can we take just a 2-minute and we'll join back in, okay? See you soon. So before we go, who would like to start?
I
I'll go
start.
first.
Oh, you want to go first?
ahead.
Go after her if she doesn't want to.
Okay. All right. So when we come back, we'll look
I
at
don't
yours.
mind.
Okay. See y'all later.
Are the benchmarks like consider like reference points?
Yeah, just like say, you know, oh, I want to do a game like say Flappy Bird or something like that, and you put Flappy Bird down and be like, I want to do this similarly and this different, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm back. Maybe. Headphones. How you doing? I just saw about 20 turkeys run by, and it's always really funny when the turkeys are active. So China, are you, or was it Anna or Hannah that wanted to go first? You're always my first person. So I think generally it's because you come into the class first, but I noticed you didn't do that first way this time. But see, now you still get to go first. How about that?
Oh, good.
Okay, so before we begin on everybody's, benchmarks, they're pretty important because they tell the story of where we're going. They give your clients and art directors a vision of what you're going to do. So the questions that I asked of you previously will be kind of the same. What are you going to do similarly? So look for like color, texture, shape, design, three-dimensionality. Those are kind of words that we want to use to describe it. And what are you going to be doing differently? Like, I'm not going to do that texture, but I love the shape. Those are some of the ideas that we're going to share today. Before you begin really sketching your logo, you need to make sure that that name of your game is the one that you want. We're kind of nailing you down early in the game development process. So that means kind of going through a checklist, go online, look for other games that are by that same title. Look for, you can go to domain.com or Google domains. There's a lot of different places like Whois, .com. These are places where you can search and see who owns the URL. If they're saying you can buy the URL and it's like a $600 a month thing, you don't want the name of that game because it's not, you're never going to be able to pay for that. And you shouldn't. You should be able to find a game name that doesn't exist, that's unique, but really fun. It's kind of challenging. So those are the kind of hurdles we have to go through to make sure that we're on the right track. So that's just the check mark that everybody will have to kind of get through. And we'll take a look at your benchmarks. People's benchmarks might help inspire other people too. So it'll be fun to see what you have. So China, do you want to share? And it looks like I recorded the entire break. I guess I'm gonna have to cut all that. Fantastic. All right, so we're with China, and Magic Demolition is your name. And did you look it up? Did you?
Yeah, the only thing I could find was a picture of some guy's garage, and he said Magic Demolition, and there were no likes.
Hopefully he's not too creepy.
I don't know. That's all I found.
I like it though. Okay. All right. So benchmarks for the logo is what we're going to look at.
I have some more. Wow, I can't speak. I have some more sketches.
Nice. Yeah.
Another character.
I like these sword explorations, China.
Yeah,
Those are
what
fun.
I did was I took, I looked up keys, and then I took the tops of keys and mixed them with weapons. So,
Oh, that's a creative way to solve that. Yeah.
and then I did a little in-game thing.
Okay.
I did it in
Nice.
color too, but here's the black and white one. Which should infiltrate nearby camp. Here's the camp. So in the little fire, and she's swimming, and this is like the to move button. Oh, I thought I had
Okay.
options on. Oh, there you go.
So when you move that button, what happens to it?
She goes forward.
Mm-hmm. Is
And
it
that's-
only a forward? We just go
Yeah,
forward, no backwards or side.
It's just a forward because what you do is you change like the camera angle to decide which way you're going.
How do we know how to change the camera angle?
I figure either out another button or it'd be like a tutorial option,
Okay.
So I'll figure that
Mhm.
out, but
Yeah, that might be in the list of things to
yeah.
design. Okay.
And then this is like your map. It probably shows you the direction, but you probably click it. It'll either be like it actually shows the direction, or you'll just click it and it'll tell you
Mhm.
where you are. So
Okay.
colored version.
Mhm.
And then here are what I picked. These are actually, I just looked up game logos on Google. So these are some less well-known ones.
Mhm. So these are all very like kind of three-dimensional
Mhm.
and
Sharp.
aged. Sharp. Okay.
Some
Yeah.
are sharp.
So what are you going to do similarly and differently?
I want to do like 3D letters like this, and maybe for both of these, I have kind of damaged letters. So I thought maybe that'd be interesting for the demolition aspect. And then I don't really want to have anything covering the letters. I don't think. I mean, I don't have "of" in my title anyway.
Okay.
But I'd like to do 3D letters and bright colors.
Yeah. So let me just tell you, like, I don't know if you've done these before, but you don't have to go find a damaged letter. We will damage the letter. We'll take it and dig into it, and that will give us the first way to do it, the 3D off of it. That will,
I figured.
Mhm. Some people would go and try to find that exact font with the digs. So yeah, we can do that. Okay.
I've been in graphic design class, and fonts are an issue for me, but I'll figure it out.
Mhm.
I like this one because they have the sword as the letter I. And I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to maybe do like a magic wand or something for the I in magic, something like that. I like the shape of this too, like the backboard. But I do think like it's got little like intricate things underneath, and it looks kind of busy that way. I don't know.
Okay. Less busy, more like
Yeah.
Age of Giants. Okay. Yeah.
And then I like the sharp edges on this one, but I don't like how they're like all connected together. Like maybe
Mhm.
that works for,
That
This-
kind of created like a Celtic pattern there. For
Yeah.
them. Mhm.
but then it's like it says A, but then it also is like what's with these lines connecting, and is that supposed to be something? It's kind of distracting.
Yeah, these you're a critic in your head. I can hear you. So if you keep on like those talking to yourself with those, that will help you. You know,
Very critical of
I-
myself. So
yeah, I do it too. These are really good examples, just slight variations off of each other.
Mhm.
Bianca, when you look at these, what's kind of the emotion that comes off of it for you?
For the most part, the colors they chose, or for a lot of these, the colors they decided to choose were like almost like the tone of them and like the hue of them are like inviting. They picked variations of the primary colors like the yellow and the red and combined them. So I mean, I could see them as an attention grabber more so. And
Yeah, and that's what logos have to be. Yeah, good. Yeah. Anna, what kind of can you see the words easily? As what do you think about the way that the three-dimensionality of it is working in the design?
I definitely think the first one pops more than any of the others just because it has that vanishing point to it and it really jumps out at you. And it's like, yeah, I would go with kind of that style if you want like a pop to it.
yeah, I was thinking kind of the how it's slightly angled. I like that too. So I agree.
And yours is magic demolition, is that right?
Yeah.
So when I think about the word demolition, it's destruction, right? Are you going to have like some destroyed metal? Like, how are you going to get that feeling across?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna play with it, but I definitely want to make the words look damaged in of themselves. You know,
Yeah.
like that could carry a lot of the weight for it.
Yeah.
But
And you talked about a
there-
magic wand. Is there a magic wand in the game? Because otherwise we might
Mhm.
expect that there would be, and there isn't.
I can definitely add that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, these are great examples. Good job. Any
Thanks.
sketches yet for you, or?
I did a couple, but they weren't, something I wanted to share. I didn't like them that much.
Okay, keep going then. We'll just look
Yeah.
at benchmarks today.
All right.
Nice job, China.
Thanks.
All right. So who wants to go next? Here's my clapping hand.
I'll go next. I'll go
All
next.
right. All right, Anna, we'll have you go next and just share your screen.
Okay. There's that. This
Oh, and remind us of the title of your game again.
Murphy's Law, the fastest
Oh,
car
right.
of the West.
So Bianca, it's like a science game that's a little bit silly.
Yeah, so it's a card game where you have to help the accidental sheriff of a western town defeat all the kind of the bad guys that are trying to make havoc. So yeah, so these are the three logos that I found. I think what China said, she just looked online on Google for logos. It's the same thing I did. These were the 30 that really popped to me. The ones that I think kind of encapsulated the energy and the feel, like the cute, adorable, kind of bizarre feel of the game.
Yeah. So you're thinking about having one of your characters on it because it's so goofy. Yeah.
I was thinking whatever design I came up with for Murphy would probably be on the front of the logo.
Yeah, he's gonna be the real appeal. That's what these two on the left are for sure doing, right? And what do you
And then
see
I
on
was
the one on the right?
So on the one on the right, I really liked how just kind of, how do I put this into words? I liked the kind of the overall like the overall texture feel of it, how it felt very cartoony and it felt kind of not squishy, but like, I don't know, just something about that. I also like the shape of it and how it kind of encapsulated the whole thing and yet didn't really break outside of it. And then I also liked the font kind of in that one. I wanted a more like a rounder, softer font maybe instead of the sharp edges. But something about that one just really spoke to my brain.
Spoke to your brain. I like that. So it feels like to me, knowing how you work, Anna, that you might be one to go find a font and then manipulate it. Is that right? Before, instead of drawing first. Is that right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Now, both ways are good ways to go. So however, all of you need to find a way to get there. Yeah. Any sketches yet to look
Not
at, or we'll
yet,
look at those
but I've
later?
got some ideas of what I was thinking of. Like, so kind of with this first one, I would have the main character in the front, but then I was thinking because the game is so chaotic in kind of its story, that behind him you would have like weird props flying out towards the screen. So you might have a lemon, or you might have TNT, or you might have.
That's right. There's some weird props. Those are fun.
Mhm.
They're actually part of the uniqueness of the game. Any clues that it will be a card game, or will that be in the title? Murphy's Law card game.
So the subtitle for it was the fastest card in the West.
That's right. That will be our clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. Good job. Yeah. Now you just start sketching away. So
Really-
probably, get the font and then maybe a little bit of drawing too on them.
Mhm.
I really like the last one because of how the O pops out, but it doesn't
That
look
three-dimensional shift. That was
but
fun.
it, like somehow doesn't like detract from the rest of it. It's not like distracting, it just fits,
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I really liked the look of like the cartooniness of the third one, but then I liked the characters of the other two you chose.
Yeah, I think if you could mash those, I mean, if that's what you want to go for, I think that would look really cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, great job. Okay, Hannah, what do you have for us today?
Okay. Let me share my screen.
Are you in a fish tank?
It is a picture of my fish tank. Yes.
Okay. Nice. You haven't
Um,
shrunk on me then today, huh?
No, I am in my blanket because I am really cold.
So you designed it for the first day, so there's the rails of Timor. Is that? Did you finalize that title?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see any domain names like that or anything, so I think we're good there.
Good.
I think I shared my wrong screen. Oh no, it's gonna work for me. So this is what we saw last time, and then I did do like a sketch of just kind of like the GUI a little bit. Like I just took the other train
Oh,
sketch
right. Nice.
and made it hopefully showing off some things that I'm thinking of how it would look. Is my screen still sharing? Still working?
Bianca, I'm going to try to, Hannah, remember what it is. Let's see if I get it right. That will be kind of a user test. It's a detective memory game, and we're going to search for memories along this train. Hannah, did I get it?
That's it. Yeah.
So it's a memorable story that you've got. It's going to be really funky, but there's more stuff to it. This is looking good. What's coming out of the plant? Is that those sprite things? I'm going to look for those memories.
Yes. So
Mhm.
well, these blue things are like basically like the memory fragments that like coins in Mario basically.
Mhm.
And then this is like obviously like it'd be shimmering kind of, is that's what I tried to draw. I didn't really see it, but
Yeah.
it'd be like, okay, there's obviously something hidden behind this plant here. So you're supposed to find it, and then it's gonna be a clue or something like that. So
Mhm.
it can help you like progress in this cart, because like when I did the train sketches, like these, what I'm thinking is they're gonna be like zoomed like this, and then it's just gonna be like a scrolling landscape, but it's gonna be like a lot longer than just this big. Like it's gonna be like you won't be able to leave the train car until you find all the clues, basically. So it's just gonna keep.
Okay. So we're not moving from car to car to car to car in a big, long platformer. It's just, we have to find all the clues. And then, like, how do we get from car to car? What's that going to be like?
Like each car is a different level, so like
Mhm.
eventually you are moving through different cars, but you have to find the clues to unlock the next level. Like
Right.
it's so like I don't know. I feel like this is a really small like platformer area, and so I feel like it'd have to scroll a lot more.
Yeah, it will have to be a longer train
Mhm.
car. Mhm. Mhm. And in a way that can be a sense of memory. Like sometimes we're in a space and you're walking through it. It's like you never leave that space.
Yeah,
And that's kind of the eeriness of it.
A never-ending hallway, but it's a train car.
Right. All
Your
right.
art and concepts are so good.
Yeah, this is like the little like sprite characters, and like this one would be like a good one, and then like the not so helpful ones would have like a different little like weird flame hairstyle type thing.
Mhm. Do you have any more, do you have benchmarks for logos?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So not super creative in some of these, but this is like kind of what the Hat in Time one is what I've been doing like a lot of my benchmarks off of.
Mm-hmm.
I really like their like really chunky font. Things I'll do differently is they've got like a lot of the major characters like part of their logo image, and I don't really want to do that. Like I just want one image, but I also liked how they incorporated like an image into the word.
Yeah, if you have one of your little glowy memory things, that will be cool.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously like Super Mario, it's like chunky and like the image, like the letters themselves are an image because they're like outlined in this black, which is what I like. Same with like this purple here, but I kind of like this, but it just doesn't have the image, and I'll have like an image behind it.
And totally opposite is Wick.
Yeah. The reason I liked this is because I liked how it was a creepy font, and I feel like with this like logo sketch that I have, like you wouldn't be able to tell maybe that it's kind of a creepy game. So I was thinking maybe like if more
right now it does feel a little bit like a 5-year-old game.
Yeah, so like I was like Timor was in like a version of this font where it looks kind of creepy.
Okay, I think that's a good position shift. Yeah, because you've got to spooky out your logo. I think we were all enamored by it because it was the first sketch that we saw of any sketch logo. Go back to your sketch logo page. Yeah, I think if you kind of like melt Timor, that would be another way to do it. Yeah. Color and glow. What'd you say?
I said I love that. Like if it's melting or like gooey, kind of like how she did the how you did the train car that was like it looked like a disaster.
One.
Yeah, that one. If you did something like that on your letter.
There's some things that you can do with it. So what I would do is just duplicate that icon, your logo that you've already designed, and then play with other versions of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that.
Because you already have a great base, so.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic, Hannah. Thank you. Yeah. So Bianca, you're probably seeing what we're talking about here. This is just the logo part. I'll get you all caught up after this. So thank you to everyone that presented. I'm gonna now switch the rooms around. So are you able to go to the logo sketch section by yourself, or do you need me to put you there?
Where do you go to do that?
I'm just gonna put you there.
Okay.
Bianca, I'm gonna put you there too, but what I want you to, I'll have you stay here for a second. I'll tell you something that you can do actively. Okay, so it looks like you and I are the only ones left. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording. Someone needs it. All right, so for next class, which is next Tuesday, the initial concept ideas, we got through all of those, so we won't have to do that next class. What we'll want to do is start to think about font selections, and I will be doing a demo on layer styles in Photoshop. There are many different layer styles that everybody will do for your particular look. So what I would like for you to do right now is to go into your presentation and in the logo benchmarks section. So I'm going to pull one up, and here is a great example of logo benchmarks that Jake just showed us. In the you can do it, let's see, you can do it in the speaker notes right here. That would be fine. So you just click down here. I want some sort of indicator of demos I will need, and then write. How to make Firebrush, how to make the text 3D. I'm looking for a list of things that you all want. Jake, you can delete that or keep it, whatever you want. But basically, I want to know what you need to learn, what you want to make your look like, okay? So go ahead and do that on your logo benchmarks in the speaker notes so that I can find that. And then I'll come to you prepared with a list of videos and things that will help you to be able to get the kind of look that you need beyond this. So there's some general process stuff. This is actually helpful to watch right now. I'm thinking about sketching and then moving into vector. And we will eventually do some speed paint demo. Like this one is very helpful. There's a lot of demos that I've already pulled that I knew that people would want to do something maybe similar to that, but I'll grab more. For right now, remember that it's very helpful to look for your fonts. So if you go and you find fonts from these locations, that would be something to help you to do that. And Jalen had a really good example. Jalen, can you share your Illustrator screen with us of the
Yeah, I got you.
fonts that you had selected? I think that would be a really great to show everybody. You did a good job there.
Okay, thank you.
So in addition to grabbing the benchmarks that Jalen had done, I think I might still have your stuff up here.
Oops,
Right. So do you see Jalen has taken the text that he knows he needs for the logo, and he's just trying things. You need to just kind of start there.
No, yeah, this is how I do it. I always try to I pick different fonts that I would think it would look good in and just lay them out.
Yeah, just throw them out.
Yep,
Yeah.
and so you just start somewhere. So type it out and start there. I'm gonna grab a screenshot of this, Jalen, so that we can put this into, I'll just pop it in your presentation as a good example of that. And then I'm gonna share my screen with your
With
other
my slide.
presentation.
Got you. Yeah.
If I can find it, okay. Or I guess you could have done it, but here goes.
No
I'm already
problem.
on your page. Okay, so basically you see how like he found the fonts that he needed, right? Kind of an idea for the fonts by finding benchmarks, and then you go and you look for them. Jalen, did you look just on Adobe or where were you looking?
For these?
Yeah, the fonts that you found.
Oh, the fonts. Some were like Google,
Mhm.
but mostly the font.
Yeah. And so remember that if you do go to DaFont, .com, that you have to choose public domain, and the other idea, like I showed you earlier, is to put the title of your game into it, so you can do a preview.
Yep, and
So
like keywords. and
type
stuff.
here minstrel showdown or whatever that you're doing, and hit return, and that will do it. But you also need to go to more options and choose what were the things that I talked about. It's pretty important. Public domain, 100% free. I want you to choose those so that you don't find a font that you can't use, then you have to hit return again.
I also went to this site called 1001 Fonts.
My
Mhm.
favorite.
Yeah, so that's where I got the stuff from.
This is not the right font for a minstrel showdown, right? No, that's right.
Don't kill me.
Okay, good luck, everyone. Class is over, and Brittany, why don't you, or not Brittany, I'm sorry, Bianca, if you could email me your availabilities next week for a meeting, that would be helpful, okay? And I'll see you all later. Email me if you have questions, and look at the deadlines on the calendar for what's due.
Also, if you guys have any questions about like Illustrator or just fonts in general, just hit me up on Discord and I can help you out.
Do you need to share your Discord access number? Or do they just find you?
I mean, I'm in the dad KCAD Discord.
Okay.
So I'm normally in the concept and production section. So
Oh, is there one that's already for the class?
Yeah, there's actually a
Is
class.
that where you all go to talk about me? Is that what happens?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, no, if you guys go in there, I can be in there if you guys need anything. My name is Doodles, and I have Adam Seed in parentheses next to it.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. That's very helpful. Adam comes to us with a lot of graphic design background, and he's a graphic design student, but you're basically double majoring in digital art and design too, right? So
Yeah, and I'm basically done with the graphic design field, so I know everything.
awesome. Anyone need to talk with me afterwards? Please just stick around. I'll see you later.